We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History.
Now we going back. Heathen on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know your history? Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History.
Now we going back. Heathen on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws I got, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know your history?
Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know your history?
Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History.
Now we going back, heathen on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws of God, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history.
Now we going back, heathen on my back for sure. When I let the truth go, we gon' let them know. My people on my back for sure. I hold them down for the road. The Lord Almighty made me. Laws of God, they changed me. We can see the truth now. Got them looking crazy. Man, I'm always searching. Yeah, you hear I'm searching. You hear me, boy, 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 I'm searching. Yeah. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history?
Oh, we're back. We are back. We're back. We're back. This started so fast. I didn't even have time to think about saying hello. Hey, shalom. We're back. You are now tuned into
Our Hidden History. Hidden History. Radio show.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
Hey, let's welcome Captain Joel back to the show, man.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Dad.
Welcome back. Back with the insults. Yeah. So y'all better be on your P's and Q's today, man. Otherwise, it's a wrap. All right, so we're continuing where we left off. We're in Ezra chapter 5, I believe. We left Ezra chapter 1, chapter 3. First Ezra chapter 3 and 4. regarding Zerubbabel and his letters he wrote to the king to get liberty to return to rebuild, to get liberty to build, to finish up the temple. All right. So we're gonna get Ezra chapter 5 and verse 1. We're gonna read all the way down, and 24 is the verse you want to focus on.
And also, I have that page from about Zerubbabel, about the immortals. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. So we can read that first. Let's get that first. Let's get out of the way, 'cause I will forget it. Just to show, I may mention that Zerubbabel was the king's guard, which was the immortals, an elite fighting force under the king. It's his royal guard, and Zerubbabel was part of that guard. Just to show what kind of man he was.
And remember the video that Deacon played with the immortals, the animated video that we played. They said that they handpicked the warriors from other nations or whatever, and they had the strength and the skill and so forth and so on. So this page is going to land back off of the video.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it says, instead of levying immense and arbitrary contributions at any time, like other Asiatic monarchs, the great king required from each province a regular yearly tribute according to its wealth. The satraps were permitted to support themselves out of the possessions of the people, but if convicted of extortion, they were sure to be punished. Each satrap lived in royal magnificence, but the court of the great king far surpassed those of the provinces. 15,000 persons fed daily at his expense. A great army guarded his person. Chief among these were the 10,000 immortals, whose armor glittered with gold, and who were chosen from all the nation for their strength, stature, and beauty.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, that was it.
Wow. So they were chosen for their strength, stature, and beauty. All right? So that shows you that Zerubbabel was no joke. No joke. He was a problem. He was a warrior. All right? So let's go to Ezra chapter 5, and we're going to read verse 1.
Ezra chapter 5 and verse 1. Then the prophets, Haggai the prophet, and Zechariah the son of Iddo, prophesied unto the Jews that were in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of the God of Israel, even unto them. Then rose up Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua the son of Jozadak, and began to build the house of God which is at Jerusalem.
So you got Jeshua the son of Jozadak. Keep that in mind. Go ahead.
And with them were the prophets of God helping them. At the same time came to them Tatian, governor of this side the river.
So you had Haggai and you had Zechariah also, who were involved in the prophesying during the time of the temple being built. Go ahead.
And Shethar-Boznai and their companions, and said thus unto them, Who have commanded you to build this house, and to make up this wall? Then said we unto them after this manner, What are the names of the men that make this building? But the eye of their God was upon the elders of the Jews, that they could not cause them to cease, till the matter came to Darius. And then they returned answer by letter concerning this matter.
Hey, Deacon.
Yeah.
What's heavy about Haggai and Zechariah, it says they, in verse 1. Let's read verse 1 again, if you don't mind, Deacon.
Yeah.
Verse 1. Then the prophets.
Sorry, verse 2.
Verse 2. Then rose up Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, the son of Jozadak, and began to build the house of God, which is at Jerusalem. And with them were the prophets of God helping them.
So the prophets of God says Zerubbabel and the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, which is Joshua, the son of Jozadak. Says, then rose up the prophets of God helping them. And you got to ask yourself a question. How were Zerubbabel, how was Zechariah and Haggai assisting Zerubbabel and Joshua? Think of those prophets, they had the ability to go in the scriptures and instruct them how to build the temple. Because Ezekiel left the measurements of the temple. He left the measurements not only of the temple as well as the wall and how to build it exactly the way it is. So being prophets, the Most High had to raise them up and show them exactly, all right, this part of the temple, you're going to build this measurement. This part of the temple is going to be that measurement. Because what Esau does is they mistake in the book of Ezekiel, I think Ezekiel chapter 43 or so, or 47.
The 40s, yeah.
In the 40s, I think Ezekiel 43 and onwards. They say that that temple is going to the third temple. the temple that's going to bring the Antichrist is going to rise up. It's going to bring the end of the world. Not understanding that Ezekiel was during the time of the Babylonian captivity. After the first temple was destroyed, God gave the vision to Ezekiel how to rebuild the temple. He put the vision in Isaiah that Cyrus was going to assist in building the wall or the temple, and then these prophets were going to rise up. So they gave them the wisdom and instruction to go into the scriptures to show Zerubbabel and Joshua and the workers around them, this is an instruction. Do this, do that, do this. Just like today, when it comes to the rebuilding of the nation, the Most High rose up the bishops as well as the deacons to instruct the people. This is how we set up congregations. We're going to set up congregations. We're going to set up elders. The same thing happened all over again. Most High always had prophets within each different captivity, whether the Persian, the Babylonian, the Greek captivity, as well as Rome, leading up to America. The Most High left prophets back to instruct the people of what to do.
Right. Where we at? What verse is that?
We just finished verse 5.
Read on.
Verse 6. The copy of the letter that Tadnai, governor on this side the river, and Shetharboznai, and his companions, the Apharthachites, which were on this side the river, sent unto Darius the king.
Here we go.
They sent a letter unto him, wherein was written thus, Unto Darius the king, all peace. Be it known unto the king, that we went into the province of Judea, to the house of the great God, which is builded with great stones, and timber is laid in the walls. And this work goeth fast on, and prospereth in their hands. Then asked we those elders, and said unto them thus, Who commanded you to build this house, and to make up these walls? We asked their names also, to certify thee, that we might write the names of the men that were the chief of them. And thus they returned us answer, saying, We are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and build the house that was builded these many years ago, which a great king of Israel builded and set up.
Solomon, go ahead.
But after that our fathers had provoked the God of heaven unto wrath, he gave them unto the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who destroyed this house and carried the people away into Babylon. But in the first year of Cyrus, the king of Babylon, the same King Cyrus made a decree to build this house of God. And the vessels also of gold and silver of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took out of the temple that was in Jerusalem, and brought them into the temple of Babylon, those did Cyrus the king take out of the temple of Babylon, and they were delivered unto one, whose name was Sheshbazzar, whom he had made governor, and said unto him, Take these vessels, go carry them into the temple that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be builded in his place. Then came the same Sheshbazzar and laid the foundation of the house of God,
Zerubbabel, Sheshbazzar. Go ahead.
which is in Jerusalem. And since that time, even until now, hath it been in building, and yet it is not finished. Now therefore, if it seem good to the king, let there be search made in the king's treasure house, which is there at Babylon, whether it be so, that a decree was made of Cyrus the king to build this house of God at Jerusalem. And let the king send his pleasure to us concerning this matter.
Right. So basically, they got the permission to build. Go ahead. Hold on a second. Read chapter. If I can read mysteries, I got verse 24. There's no verse 24. It says second year work ceased. Year work ceased. Did we read chapter 6 before? No, we didn't. Get Haggai. Get Haggai chapter 1.
To the point, Deacon, if you don't mind.
We got.
Get Ezekiel 41 real quick. Just to show to the point of the temple under Zerubbabel and Joshua and the prophecies.
41 verse 1.
Yep.
Ezekiel chapter 41 and verse 1. Afterward he brought me to the temple and measured the posts 6 cubits broad on the one side and 6 cubits broad on the other side, which was the breadth of the tabernacle. And the breadth of the door was 10 cubits, and the sides of the door were 5 cubits on the one side and 5 cubits on the other side. And he measured the length thereof 40 cubits, and the breadth 20 cubits. Then went he inward and measured the posts of the door, 2 cubits, and the door 6 cubits.
So, just giving you a brief description of the temple and exact measurements that the Most High left with the prophets to instruct them. Because think about it. They come back from captivity, from the Persian captivity. They have no clue, no recollection, no measurements, nothing about the temple. Because Solomon built it. So Solomon didn't leave instructions on how to build a temple, what he measured. What the Most High showed Solomon, he told his workers to what to build. So now, given that the temple's destroyed, what the Most High showed Ezekiel during the time of Babylon when it was destroyed, he said, listen, these are the cubits on one side, 6 cubits abroad on the other side, which was the breadth of the tabernacle. And he goes, as you read onward, downward, it goes in precise details in terms of the cubits, where to put the doors, how big the doors should be, and so on and so forth. Showing out this detailed account on exactly how to build a temple. Because they didn't know. So not knowing, they had to be instructed. And the Most High had to rise up men of understanding that had the wisdom in carpentry, had the wisdom. Right. I won't say electrician because, you know, we didn't have the electricity. So, Jess, sorry, you weren't there back then in the time. Building a temple. You know, you have the stonemasons and stuff like that. Right. So you have the people that had the wisdom of these different crafts. So they will understand, all right, so this is what we're going to do with this measurement. You're going to be responsible for this. All right, these are carpenters. You're going to be responsible for building a door. All right, you're going to be responsible for this. And even if you go to concerning Nehemiah, like I said, I'll leave that alone for now.
Yeah, that's later on.
Yeah, that's later on. But all right, that's it.
Get Haggai chapter 1, verse 1.
Haggai chapter 1 and verse 1. In the 2nd year of Darius the king.
The 2nd year of Darius the king. Go ahead.
In the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month,
sixth month, 1st day of the month. Go ahead.
Came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet unto Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah.
That's Sheshbazzar, same guy. Or son of Basaris, same guy. Go ahead.
And to Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, This people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built.
They kept being interrupted. The heathens kept complaining to the king, these guys are going to have an insurrection, don't have the temple be built, and they kept being interrupted and disrupted. So after a while, Zerubbabel and Joshua started getting spirits on them. So, maybe it's meant to be. Maybe we shouldn't build it because, enough is enough. Well, so read on.
Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lay waste?
Yeah.
Now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, Consider your ways. Ye have sown much, and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none worn.
Right. You're lacking. Go ahead.
And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Consider your ways. Go up to the mountain, and bring wood, and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it, and will be glorified, saith the Lord. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little. And when ye brought it home, I did blow upon it. Why, saith the Lord of hosts? Because of mine house that is waste, and ye run every man unto his own house. Therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruit. And I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all the labor of the hands. Then Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel and Joshua the son of Josedek the high priest, with all the remnant of the people, obeyed the voice of the Lord their God, and the words of Haggai the prophet, as the Lord their God had sent him. And the people did fear before the Lord. Then spake Haggai the Lord's messenger in the Lord's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, saith the Lord. And the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and the spirit of Joshua the son of Josedek the high priest, and the spirit of all the remnant of the people. And they came and did work in the house of the Lord of hosts their God. And the 4th and 20th day of the 6th month, in the 2nd year of Darius the king.
Chapter 2?
Haggai chapter 2, verse 1. In the 7th month, in the 1 and 20th day of the month, came the word of the Lord by the prophet Haggai.
No, that's all I want. So get Zechariah 1.
Yes, sir.
So Zerubbabel and them and Joshua, they lost hope because they felt like, one thing, we keep being disrupted. We keep getting mandates to stop building, so maybe they're meant to be built. And they start chilling out. The Lord said, I'm gonna give you guys hell. I'm gonna give you drought and famine. So you have a hard time because the Lord's house is not being built, but your house is good. No, that's not how this works. So the Lord was letting Zerubbabel and Joshua know, this ain't about you. You gotta build this temple. The hell with your house. You gotta build my house. So the Most High provoked them, and they were inspired by the prophets to go and build. They were motivated. If they lost motivation, then Haggai and Zechariah was set up there to be the motivation they needed to build that temple. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 1.
So Haggai and Zechariah were around the same time. Go ahead.
In the 8th month, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, The Lord hath been sore displeased with your fathers. Therefore say thou unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Turn ye unto me, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will turn unto you.
Remember, Haggai was the 6th month. Zechariah is the 8th month. Go ahead.
Saith the Lord of hosts, Be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have cried, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Turn ye now from your evil ways and from your evil doings. But they did not hear, nor hearken unto me, saith the Lord. Your fathers where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever? By my words and my statutes which I commanded my servants the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers? And they returned and said, Like as the Lord of hosts thought to do unto us.
What verse you in?
Verse 9.
Okay.
According to our ways and according to our doings.
That's verse 6.
Verse 6.
Sorry, verse 6, sorry.
Yeah, what the hell?
Not only does he not know how to read, but he doesn't know how to count as well.
Oh.
In the beginning.
It's coming out.
Black people.
It begins.
Lack of reading in your schools. No education.
All the schools is 1.
Oh, wow. All those schools are rated 1? Wow. Oh, wow, Jay. That was terrible, man. Well, we're in verse 6. Verse 6, sir.
All praises. Verse
Oh,
6.
my
I
God.
apologize, brother.
Nice to have you back.
We
Cat.
just had Day of Atonement, so I gotta apologize to the brother.
Oh, man.
Maybe wait for the next Day of Atonement.
David told was like months ago.
Oh, you know what? I've been counting. I'm looking at Deacon's class and I said, damn, I'm kind of running out of David Atonements. Yo, I'm starting to count down. I'm like, how many more David Atonements do I have left?
Yeah, you've been taking advantage. You've been taking advantage of Day of Atonement.
Oh, my God.
Now we getting down to the wire.
It's got to stop.
Verse 6, man.
Verse 6.
That was terrible, man.
But my words and my statutes, which I commanded my servants the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers? And they returned and said, Like as the Lord of hosts thought to do unto us, according to our ways and according to our doings, so have he dealt with us.
Yeah.
Upon the 4th and 20th day of the 11th month, which is the month Sabbath, in the 2nd year of Darius came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo the prophet, saying, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom, and behind him were there red horses, speckled and white. Then said I, O my Lord, what are these? And the angel that talked with me said unto me, I will shew thee what these be. And the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, These are they whom the Lord hath sent to walk to and fro through the earth. And they answered the angel of the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees and said, We have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still and is at rest. Then the angel of the Lord answered and said, O Lord of hosts, how long wilt thou not have mercy on Jerusalem and on the cities of Judah, against which thou hast had indignation these 70 years?
These 70 years. Go ahead.
And the Lord answered the angel that talked with him with good words and comfortable words. So the angel that communed with me and said unto me, Cry thou, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
So the angel that communed with me said unto me, Cry thou, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but little displeased, and they have helped forward the affliction. So whenever Israel was in captivity, these nations made certain to rub it in our face, It was like pouring salt in the wound. On the wound. That's these nations that do that. So it was Israel, the angels of God are saying like, yo, these guys, man, these nations is terrible. Like, how long is this going to go on? Go ahead.
Verse 16. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. My house shall be built in it, saith the Lord of hosts.
So this vision that Zechariah is seeing was a vision that was a conversation going on in the heavens during a time when Israel was in Babylon and the temple was not built. So the angel complained to the Lord, saying, "When's the temple going to be built? How long are you going to be mad at Israel? Okay, these 70 years." And the Lord said to the angel, "Listen, I'm gonna rebuild the temple in time. I have it rebuilt." Go ahead, leading up to this point now with Zechariah and them. Go ahead.
My house shall be built in it, saith the Lord of hosts, and a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem. Cry yet, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, my cities through prosperity shall yet be spread abroad, and the Lord shall yet comfort Zion, and shall yet choose Jerusalem. Then lifted I up mine eyes, and saw, and behold, 4 horns, and said unto the angel that talked with me, What be these? And he answered me, These are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem.
Right, the 4 horns is going into the captivities. That's doing what Daniel said. Go ahead.
And the Lord
that goes into Babylon. That goes into Babylon. That goes into Persia, Greece, and Rome. That's the 4. Go ahead.
And the Lord shewed me 4 carpenters. Then said I, What come these to do? And he spake, saying, These are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head. But these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles.
See, those horns are Gentiles. Go ahead.
Which lifted up their horns over the land of Judah to scatter it.
So the 4 carpenters would be Zerubbabel, that'd be Daniel, that'd be Maccabees, and that'd be Christ. It's going in the order. All right? Zerubbabel. Well, Daniel first. Daniel, then Zerubbabel, and then the Maccabees, and then Christ in Rome. So the 4 horns are the 4, because Daniel's 7. That's what's going into. So Daniel, Zerubbabel, Maccabees family, and Christ in the 12. That's the 4 carpenters is referring to. Those are the leaders of each captivity. So whenever Israel's, remember we read earlier that the heathen that are at ease and they help for the affliction, the Lord will always raise up leaders within each captivity to help give us some kind of comfort during those captivities.
Right.
Okay, so you had like Daniel. For one, remember Daniel was raised up and got status and helped Israel. Remember that with Nebuchadnezzar? And then you had Zerubbabel, of course. He was raised up to help build the temple. And then you had Zerubbabel. And then you have in the Greeks, you would have the Maccabean family, the Hasmonean dynasty, Mattathias and his sons, which I'll get to that's later on. This is kind of jumping ahead. And then you have Christ and the disciples in Rome, who gave us comfort during the time of Rome.
And Deacon. And the 4th horn. Yeah, Christ and the disciples.
The carpenter, 4th carpenter.
Yeah, the 4 carpenters. You have Christ and the disciples during the time of Rome. Remember, America is an extension of Rome.
Right.
So the disciples back again to give us give us comfort once again that we had in Rome.
Drop them bombs, man. Drop them bombs.
Yeah, and verse 15, Deke, if you don't mind. Can you read verse 15 again?
Yes, sir. Verse 15. I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased.
And the reason the Most High says the heathen are at ease, the reason why they're at ease is because of Israel's sin, the Most High put them in power. Their position, their wealth, their power, the ability to acquire land was given to the Most High based upon our negligence of the law. The Most High took away from us and gave to them, giving them the position of being at ease. They're at ease. They have wealth, they have money, they have land, they have a military, they have everything they need. So they're comfortable. So you think that them being comfortable, them having world status, world power, economic base, you have a military power, a bank with your money, your name on it, they have wealth. They have agriculture. They're at ease. So you think they'll be good enough. But it says no. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped for the affliction. So why do they need to go even further deep? That shows that deep-rooted hatred that they have for the nation of Israel.
Right.
That's when it goes back to Joel 3. Would you render me a recompense? Because I didn't choose you? Because I didn't choose you to be my chosen? You're going to pay me back? I gave you the power. Everything that you have, I gave to you because my people broke my covenant.
Right.
So I put you in a position of power and gave you a wealth that you had. But what you did with that power, you forwarded affliction. And you abused that power. So not only did you enslave them according to Deuteronomy 28, but you went further than that. After I released them out of slavery, I relinquished them, And so for the time period, what is it, the 350 years, we rose back up. They said, no, it's not enough. We're going to create private prison institutions.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to
flood them with drugs.
We're going to flood them with drugs, abortion clinics.
Raise their women over them.
Mm-hmm.
Raise the welfare.
Yep.
Again, that goes back to that brother Kevin Samuels. And again, I don't agree with everything he says, because he's carnal as hell. But there's some things he does present occasionally research. I'm sorry, let me cut you off.
No. Go ahead.
They have he did some research called the Moynihan Report. Moynihan Report is basically, I think, an Edomite that did research on the status of black families, how they declined exponentially around the 1960s. And what he was going into is how when white welfare came about, white folks was on welfare first. Just get that out of the way, because welfare was not made for niggas. I'm gonna just put it out there flat out. Black folks inherited welfare because white folks got it. We got it also. So welfare, what they did was, when it was jobs are hard to find, or it was labor. When labor was increased and jobs were increased, for white people, the white men found jobs and welfare was decreased, whatever, because white men found jobs. So that way the women can rely upon the men to provide, right? Esau give you a little boost. Okay, here's some welfare, to help you fare well financially. So they would give the women welfare to assist them, while the men went to work, right? So as the jobs increased for white men, the welfare decreased because now the man could provide, right? Cool. When black folks got on welfare, and black folks started getting more and more jobs and getting hired out, we started fighting for that. We had to fight for that and forward the affliction again. We had to fight for that. Rather than lower the welfare so the black man is not a provider, they increased the welfare too. So as the black man's job money is increasing, the welfare is increasing. So that way it's no longer relying on the man. Now the woman says, I don't really need you, because I'm getting more money when you have no job. Because welfare, women, what they do is, and even to this day, welfare fraud, Esau does it all the time. They'll pretend like they're not married. A lot of Amalek does this. They'll sit there, they'll go, oh, I'm not married or whatever, and they'll pose like they're single mothers, and they'll get all this money. Meanwhile, they got a man at home, but they'll live off of them checks. Of course, Esau changed things around. You got to go to work now. But before that, if there was no man around, solely around, they got the welfare. So white folks, of course, regardless of that situation, the women still understand that they need their men. Black women gained a level of arrogance to the point of go, nigga, I don't need you no more. I'm getting welfare, I'm getting public assistance. F you niggas. And that caused a rift between black families. So that goes back to the point of I'm losing the point of forwarding the affliction. So after the chattel slavery, the Lord had them hanging us and castrating us and putting us on ships and separating us from our families and sharecropping and plantations. You figure, okay, niggas, y'all free to go. That's done, right? You figure no. Then KKK comes along, criminal leasing laws, black codes, Jim Crow, Juan Crow, underground prison to prison, underground prison, school to prison pipeline, then the welfare, then the freaking reproduction rights and all that, and whatever. Feminism. They just continue dividing the houses apart. Willie Lynch. You got dumb niggas saying Willie Lynch is not real. Listen, nigga, you ain't real. Your mind ain't real.
Hey, you know how Willie Lynch is real?
Willie Lynch is very real.
By the nigga saying Willie Lynch is not real, you know it's real.
Yeah, exactly. We don't listen to nothing y'all say.
You proved that point. It is real now.
Right,
And
now it's real.
And Deke, also, don't forget the redlining that they do to our people, too. They redline us to these different neighborhoods.
Zoning laws.
And then not only that, when they redlined us in the 1930s, leading up all the way to 1965, which they say they stopped doing it. You know how the Esau put laws in place, say let's appease the niggas. No, like I said, the redlining was set up perfectly to push us in the community so they could do a census on us, so they keep track of niggas, so they know how to further destroy our community.
Right.
That's all you had. NARO was created in 1969 by you have somebody called Bernard Nathanson, which was he was an advocate for the abortion clinics. He's the one that had it passed or advocated for reproduction rights and incorporated into the feminist build. And in 1972, that's when Roe versus Wade passed, and it was made legal on a national basis through the Supreme Court. Roe versus Wade, because prior to that, the argument was that it wasn't legalized. It should be legal because the millions of women are dying, or thousands of women are dying because they're doing illegal abortion. So that was the argument, which was based upon a lie. It was an extreme small percentage.
Wow. So they basically exaggerated the numbers of the fact that people were dying, were killing themselves, whatever.
And then on top of that, they put with the redlining thing. The reason I went to the redlining thing is because that showed that gave them the blueprint of where to put the abortion clinics. Because if we could put all the niggas bunched up in the corner in these specific locations, then we know how to further destruction. We know where to put
concentrated area of Negroes, of Hispanics. We'll put these restaurants here, the fast food restaurants here.
Right.
We'll put the abortion clinics here. They'll get fat and soppy and destroy themselves and not even realize they're destroying themselves.
Fat, sloppy, and horny.
Right. So that's pretty much what happened.
Dig, I'm sorry, not to prolong, but going back to the job field, back in the 30s and the 40s, as far as the jobs, like a lot of the jobs back then were trading the trades and so forth.
Right.
Why do you think they created the union?
Right.
They created the union so Esau could protect themselves, so they don't get fired and so forth. They kept the union to keep us out of the trading.
That's a setup, bro.
To keep us out of having the good jobs and so forth. So that's why they have the union now.
Right.
But now they had to pass the what's it called? Affirmative action, so that we, allow a certain amount of blacks.
Because black folks are willing to work for lower wages than white folks. So white folks are, listen, man, you niggas just come up in here taking our jobs and getting paid less. That ain't cool. And that's why they form the union to keep them from losing their jobs, so they won't replace us with them. Right. That's the unions are formed. All right. So where we at?
I just noticed something.
What?
I had an epiphany.
Oh God.
When he played that, what is that? What do we call that? Ad-lib?
Ad-lib?
Yeah, ad-lib. That's a setup, bro. Yo, where's the Haitians on the show today?
Wow. That sparked that curiosity?
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, it's all Judites. That's why I feel extra powered. I feel powered up. Like there's something in my spirit that, I feel loose.
Wow. Hey, all praises, Cap.
You said all Judites.
Yeah, no, Deek. Deek, don't do that, Deek.
Oh, that's right. Oh, snap.
No,
I let that slip.
No.
When Levi's on the show, I feel some of my virtue being taken from me. With Christ,
God.
he said, "Yo, I felt some of my virtue taken from me."
The worst,
Yo,
bro.
when Judas here, the power is shared. When Levi's here, they take some of my spirit away from me.
Wow.
So they can contribute to the show.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, I love you, brothers. Also, also Laquat, you gotta forgive me, brothers.
They're not even here, man. Wow.
Oh, praise.
Zechariah 3 and 1.
Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 1.
I'm sorry. On top of them giving us freedom, they go and they flood the towns we live in.
Oh gosh.
And drop bombs on them.
Damn.
I can't leave that out. I'm sorry. I couldn't leave it out. This for the affliction. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 1.
They did in Philly, and they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
They did it in Atlanta too. Georgia.
Damn.
They did it in Georgia.
Damn. Dropped the bombs?
Huh?
Dropped the bombs?
No, flooded.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
like over
I'm
100.
talking about the drop of the bombs.
Oh, the bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. An Africa movement. Yeah, Africa. Yeah.
Damn, that goes into
The
Ezekiel.
movement.
What's that, Ezekiel 35 and 5, the perpetual hatred?
Yeah, man. That's what they have. Zechariah 3 and 1.
Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 1. And he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him.
Because remember, Joshua them out of their spirit because they lost motivation. So Satan was on them. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Satan, The Lord rebuke thee, O Satan. Even the Lord that hath chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire?
Joshua, go ahead.
Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments, and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with change of raiment.
Joshua is out of the spirit. Go ahead.
And I said, Let them set up fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head, and clothed him with garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by. And the angel of the Lord protested unto Joshua, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, If thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then shalt thou also judge my people, and shalt also keep my courts. And I will give thee place to walk among these that stand by thee. Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men, wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch.
The branch is in caps. Because out of Zerubbabel came Christ. Christ is a direct descendant of Zerubbabel. So it says, out of it will come the branch. Capital B-R-A-N-C-H, the branch, or the root. Christ is the root of David. It's the same thing. Go ahead.
For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes.
This is heavy now. Okay, this is a little bit much. But
Bring
the
it
stone
out.
here is going into Christ. It's that same branch, and them 7 eyes are the 7 angels that work under Christ. It's going into the 7 eyes. You read about them in Revelation. 7 eyes are the 7 angels you read about that contain the 7 plagues in Revelation. It's the same eyes. Go ahead.
Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day.
You remove the iniquity of that land, referring to here, Babylon, in one day. Go ahead.
In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree.
All right. I don't know what I wrote down here. Get chapter 4. Chapter 4, verse 1.
Zechariah chapter 4, verse 1. And the angel that talked with me came again and waked me, as a man that is wakened out of his sleep, and said unto me, What seest thou? And I said, I have looked, and behold, a candlestick all of gold, with a bowl upon the top of it, and the 7 lamps thereon, and 7 pipes to the 7 lamps, which are upon the top thereof, and 2 olive trees by it, one upon the right side of the bowl, and the other upon the left side thereof. So I answered and spake to the angel that talked with me, saying, What are these, my Lord? Then the angel that talked with me answered and said unto me, Knowest thou not what these be? And I said, No, my Lord. Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Lord unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might, nor by power, nor by spirit, saith, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord of hosts.
Right, that's this battle's about. It's not about physical, carnal. It's about spirituality. Spirit being the commandments of God. The word of God is not a carnal thing. It's a spiritual thing. And power comes from the Lord himself. Not guns, not knives, but the word of God itself. Go ahead.
Who art thou, O great mountain? Before Zerubbabel thou shalt become a plain, and he shall bring forth the headstone thereof, with shoutings, crying, Grace, grace unto it. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
Who art thou, O great mountain? Before Zerubbabel thou shalt become a plain, and he shall bring forth the headstone. That's Christ again. Thereof with shoutings, crying, Grace, grace unto it. Go ahead.
Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, The hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this house. His hand shall also finish it. And thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts have sent me unto you.
This is twofold because the house also represents Israel as well. So Zerubbabel laid a foundation of the house himself, but also his descendant will lay that foundation is the foundation of the house of Israel as well. Christ is our foundation too. So Zerubbabel physically laid the foundation of the temple or the house of God, and Christ himself is the foundation of the house of God. Spiritually, go ahead.
Can I bring you a precept, Deacon?
Yeah.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. To parallel what Deacon was making reference to.
Right.
So Zerubbabel laid the physical house to the temple. Christ will lay the spiritual house. Because remember, Christ destroyed the temple, meaning the temple was destroyed, and Christ became the temple.
Right. Well, the temple represents Christ.
Yes.
Period. Right.
1 Peter chapter...
That goes in John 2 when it says, and this temple should be destroyed.
Right. And they took those words and used them to convict them for a crime he didn't do anything.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5. Ye also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house.
Now, we're as lively stones, meaning brothers and sisters keeping God's commandments, are built up a spiritual house, meaning a spiritual house, the 12 tribes being built up, the tabernacle of David being raised all over again. Read.
And holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to God by Jesus Christ.
So it's Christ is that, what would we just read? So to Christ, just like Zerubbabel built the first temple, it represented what? Now, like I said, the spiritual temple is being represented by Christ.
Read verse 6.
Verse 6. Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone.
Remember in Zechariah said headstone. Same thing, go ahead.
elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded.
Right, that's all I want. So let's go back. Who was that?
Zechariah chapter 4 and verse 9. Verse 9.
Verse 9. That's fine.
The hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this house. His hand shall also finish it.
Right.
And thou shalt know that the Lord of hosts hath sent me unto you. For who hath despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice, and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel.
Plummet is a measuring stick. Measuring. Go ahead.
And shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of the Lord, which run to and fro through the whole earth.
Right, that goes back to those 7 horns. Those 7 eyes are the 7 angels that run to and fro in the earth. That's them. That's mentioned back in chapter 3 and back in chapter, what was it? The 7, back to 3 and 9.
Yes.
3 and 9. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Then answered I and said unto him, what are these 2 olive trees upon the right side of the candlestick?
Right, the olive trees on left and right hand side. What are these? Go ahead.
And upon the left side thereof. And I answered again and said unto him, what be these 2 olive branches which through the 2 golden pipes empty the golden oil out of themselves? And he answered me and said, knowest thou not what these be? And I said, no, my Lord. Then said he, these are the 2 anointed ones that stand by the Lord of the whole earth.
Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to fix this thing. All right. What verse was that again?
That was verse 14.
Read verse 14 again.
Zechariah chapter 4, verse 14. Then said he, these are the 2 anointed ones that stand by the Lord of the whole earth.
Right. So mine has it says sons of, what does it say here? Sons of who? It's going into the 2 kingdoms. Symbolically, in Revelation 11, it's going into the 2 kingdoms. That's another topic. I want sidebar. Get me. Notice it says. Let me see. Where's it at? 10 to 14. What I put? 2nd year and 8th month. That's what I put there. Get 1 Ezra 5. 1 Ezra 5. There's a lot of heavy stuff in Zechariah, a lot. So it's going to take us somewhere else. I don't want to go there because it's not part of the class. Some of y'all are like, oh man, the meat's in there, man. I know, but no.
I'm not gonna lie, Deacon. I was gonna. I'm kind of, spectating that. You can go over that, sir.
Verse is just 5.
I didn't want to say anything.
I know you didn't. Verse is just 5 and 5.
I was waiting for after class.
11 out of there.
We're gonna talk after class.
Oh my gosh. Verse is just 5 and 5.
Yeah,
First,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I got a question too.
Oh God. First, that's just 5 and 5.
You might as well just make this a Q&A now.
First Ezra chapter 5 and verse 5. The priests, the sons of Phinehas, the son of Aaron, Jesus, the son of Josedek, the son of Sarias, and Joachim, the son of Zerubbabel, the son of Salathiel, of the house of David, out of the kindred of Perez, of the tribe of Judah.
Now, this verse here is written, is an error, meaning a comma's missing. So I'll help you. It says, the priests, the sons of Phinehas, the son of Aaron. Phinehas is the son of Aaron. It says, Jesus, the son of Josedek. Read that numerous times. It says, the son of Sarias. So Josedek is the son of Sarias. Sarias is Greek for Sariah. Keep that in mind. It says, in Joachim, the son of Zerubbabel. Now, Joachim is not Zerubbabel's son. Okay? Joachim is the son of Joshua or Jesus. Okay? So it should be in Joachim. In Joachim, the son of Jesus. That's what it should say. Comma, and Zerubbabel. So it should say Joachim, the son of Jesus. Comma, Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel. That's what's missing. So as it says, Joachim, the son of, Jesus is left out. There's an error here. Jesus is left out. So it's supposed to be Phinehas, the son of Aaron, Jesus, the son of Josedek, the son of Sarias, and Joachim, the son of Jesus. comma, Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel. Okay? Or Salatiel, right? Yeah, Salatiel, the house of the house of David. Because Zerubbabel did not have a son named Joachim. Joachim is Joshua's son. Okay? So what I put in my Bible up over the pencil, I put a comma behind son of, next behind son of, and I put Jesus there. Then Zerubbabel, son of Salatiel. All right? So when it says, and Joachim, the son of, comma, the son of Jesus, then comma. All right, that's how it's supposed to be. That's the error there. That's how it was either a misprint or something, but it's not. It's written wrong. All right, it's written wrong in that verse. So now y'all understand. Y'all crazy. So that's how. That's pretty much what was there. That's pretty much it. Why am I going through this? Why did I go there? Oh, okay. So it mentions Phineas, the son of Aaron, and Jesus, the son of Josedek. Right. Time we got. Oh, going pretty well. Son of Josedek, right? The son of Jesus. So the son of Sarias. The son of Josedek, the son of Sarias. Now remember earlier I showed y'all back in Ezekiel 8 when the Lord sent Ezekiel visions of what was going on in the temple. Israel was doing mad evil. They were worshiping idols and facing the sun and weeping for Tammuz, all that nonsense. Right. And the Lord set a mark upon those who sign cry for the abominations and kill those and spare others. Remember that? That's why I went back there. I went there for that reason. Get me First Ezra chapter 3. Now, matter of fact, would you stop at verse 5?
Yeah, I just read verse 5.
Read verse 6.
First Ezra chapter 5 and verse 6. Who spake wise sentences before Darius the king of Persia in the 2nd year of his reign, in the month Nisan, which is the 1st month.
So that tells you the time frame when Zerubbabel had wrote that letter of wisdom back in chapter 4, Ezra 4. It says in the 2nd year of his reign, in the month Nisan, which is the 1st month. So Zerubbabel had decided at that point, when he was inspired and provoked by Haggai and Zechariah, he was motivated to go and write that wise sentence before the king, and that's when Darius said, okay, you can go ahead and build. Y'all can go ahead and continue and build. That was the 2nd year. So Zerubbabel wrote that wise sentence in chapter 4 of Ezra during the 1st month. This is the 1st month of the year. All right, the 2nd year of Darius' reign. That's when he did it. That's the time when he wrote that wise sentence. So the Bible does give you a time frame when he wrote that letter of wisdom about the truth in women. Y'all will call that back in Ezra 4. Okay? So now.
So that was the motivation.
Zechariah and Joshua got in there behind.
Right.
They lost motivation. Remember it said Satan was on Joshua's right hand, meaning Satan was on Joshua because they lost motivation. They was like, the hell with this, man. The hell with the temple because they keep disrupting us. So it ain't meant to be. And the Lord started giving them drought. They had losing money. They ain't growing their crops. They're eating scarcely. The Lord said, you know why? Because you guys are taking care of your house and not mine. And Haggai and Zechariah had to come behind and check Zerubbabel and check Joshua because their spirits are broken from constantly being interrupted and disrupted by the nations who didn't want us to build. So once that motivation was brought to them by Zechariah and Haggai, Zerubbabel went and said, okay, well, I'm the king's guard. I'll just use my status, my situation to write this letter and see if I can get, permission from the king to complete. And that's what happened. That's the order of events that happened, all right? So now, read verse 6 again.
Verse 6. Who spake wise sentences before Darius the king of Persia in the 2nd year of his reign, in the month Nisan,
which is a bid, right?
Which is the 1st month.
1st month of the year. Now get Ezra chapter. Now we read Ezra. We read Ezra 6, chapter 6 earlier. So that right there, chapter 6 of Ezra. I'm reading it again. Ezra chapter 6 goes into what happened. Goes into that. They got permission by Darius. That's how. So Ezra chapter 6 takes place after Zerubbabel goes and writes that letter. All right, that's the order. So Ezra chapter 6 takes place once Zerubbabel got permission from Darius the king when he wrote that wise sentence. Ezra chapter 6, verse 1 through 15 clarifies that. Read Ezra chapter 6, verse 14 and 15. I'm not going to read the whole thing. We read it already. Read Ezra chapter 6, verse 14 and 15. Yeah.
The confusing part about it is you're reading Ezra chapter 5 right now, But the whole account with Zerubbabel occurs in Ezra chapter, what is it, 3? 3. So it's like it jumps forward, then it goes back.
It's like Daniel.
It's weird. When I first read it, I said, what the hell? I said, remember when we first encountered? I said, what the hell is going on?
Remember Ezra 4, where it mentions Cyrus. It mentions Cyrus, then Ahasuerus, and then Artaxerxes. Remember? You're like, who the hell is this? And I said, no, that's not Artaxerxes. That's Cambyses the second, and that's Smyrtus. Because remember, all that happened within the time frame of Cyrus and Darius. So in between those two, whoever reigned in between those two were the ones that was like, now you can't build during that time until the second year of Darius. But Daniel jumps back and forth. Remember, Daniel goes from Belshazzar, it goes to Darius the Mede, and it goes to Cyrus, and it goes to Darius the Persian. It's all over the damn place. That's why I read it in different orders. Where we at?
Ezra chapter 6 and verse
14 and 15.
And the elders of the Jews builded, and they prospered through the prophesying of Haggai the prophet.
See, they prospered because they were motivated. Go ahead.
And Zechariah the son of Iddo. And they builded and finished it, according to the commandment of the God of Israel.
Right.
And according to the commandment of Cyrus and Darius and Artaxerxes, king of Persia. And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month, Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king. You said 14, 15?
Yeah, one second. Let me get that. One second. That's a 6, right?
Yes, sir.
1 second.
But as y'all can see, Persian history is a vast history, and you got to put it together. You know, it's a puzzle. You just got to put it together. I remember when Deacon was reading about Daniel when he was in the den. Yeah, when he was in the den of the lions, we had to keep going back and forth. I still got to put that thing together, man. But that's that's just how it was put together in the scriptures. So. But that's why we gotta, take your time you're reading and be able to piece things together, be able to, it's a puzzle.
Right. 1 second.
So the Bible is not in chronological order, because you got to do precept upon precept.
Right. Not in chronological order. You got it's a code. You gotta read it precept upon precept. Here a little and there a little.
Right.
All right. What's said in one spot is going. You got now. All right. Let me go to another. It's going to explain it better in that other precept.
I'll come back to that. All right. Give me good Sirach 49. I'll come back to that. Sirach 49. I might go back to that next week. I'll revisit that again. You see something else. Sirach 49. I don't want to waste my time looking at that, and I'll go back to that. Sirach 49.
Verse 11?
Yep, 11 and 12. No, 11 and 12, yep.
Sirach chapter 49, verse 11. How shall we magnify Zerubbabel? Even he was as a signet on the right hand. So was Jesus, the son of Josedek, who in their time builded the house and set up the holy temple to the Lord, which was prepared for everlasting glory.
Go ahead.
Verse 13.
No, I'm sorry, it's 12, 11, 12?
Yes, sir.
That's all I wanted. So now, get me, so it's giving honor in Sirach to Zerubbabel and Jesus, the son of Josedek, for them building the temple. Now, get me, here's where it gets heavy, get me Judith now. Get me Judith. Me Judith. I gotta go over Ezra 6 again, as it says, and the house was finished on the 3rd day of the month Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius, the king. So I gotta read what that's going into, what that means. So I know it says something about the 2nd year. It says, didn't cease the work of the house of God, so ceased until, it says, ceased until the second year of the reign of Darius. I think they began the work again. I think they began the work the second year.
Yeah.
They began the work again the second year, and they completed the work, and the house was finished on the third day of the month Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of Darius the king. So they finished building the temple by the 6th year, it says, of Darius, not the second. So I'm mistaken. So the work ceased up until the 2nd year of the reign of Darius, and the work was finished by his 6th year. And it says of Cyrus, it says, according to the commandment of Cyrus, Darius, and Artaxerxes, king of Persia. So this Artaxerxes here is not going into Xerxes of Esther. Artaxerxes is going into, what's his name? Cambyses. It's going into that. Then so they actually finished the 6th year of the reign of Darius, not the second. They started again the second. Yesterday they finished. They restarted work on the temple the 2nd year of Darius. When Zerubbabel wrote that wise sentence, I showed you that before, and they completed that work the 6th year of his reign. Okay, the 6th year of his reign. So now, there you go. There's the answer. There you go, right there.
Right.
So give me Judith 1. I'm glad I saw that. I'm going to highlight that because I'm going to forget it.
Oh, what I miss?
I said that I said a few times actually, which is wrong, that they finished the work during Darius' 2nd year. They didn't finish the work. They restarted the work that was interrupted his 2nd year, and they completed it the 6th year.
Yes.
That's why I stopped. I said, wait a minute. They restarted the work the 2nd year of Darius, and they finished it the 6th year of Darius, based upon Ezra chapter 6 and verse 15.
Right.
Yes, because it was interrupted the first time under Cyrus, Cambyses' son, and Smerdis.
Right, and Bardiah. Yeah. Cambyses the
Smerdis.
second, Cyrus the son. Bardiah, and then Darius. They were allowed to restart the 2nd year of it, and they finished it his 6th year. So it was 4 years work basically. All right. So where we at? What I say to go? Judith chapter 1. Let me highlight this real fast, because I'm gonna forget. I don't want to forget. You have to say. What do you say something about this damn highlighter? I can say something. I'm gonna get the damn highlighter.
We got it deep. We got you, man. Hey, remember, Israel, get your paper, get your...
Oh, my God. Oh, God, it's gotten...
All else
Says the
fails.
same thing every single time.
God, man.
I did it on purpose, man. I knew Cap was going to say something. Welcome
you
back,
baited
Cap,
me in?
man.
Oh, my
He
God.
baited
I
me.
beat it, you ain't
It
Cap.
worked. All right, we good.
Look, we don't know why Deep about to hit Judith, but we all waiting.
Let's get there.
Because what do Judith have to do with as far as the Persian captivity? So we waiting for Deep to bless us and connect the dots. All right.
That's all you have to say?
Yeah, I'm done, Cap. You don't want to talk too much.
I understand. Yep, so...
We just go. I got it. I want this.
I just came back. I don't know where we
I just
are.
want the underline and highlight it so I won't forget it. I won't forget it.
I'm going to say, can you do that later? Run out of words.
Oh, my gosh. Only a few minutes, man. I was like, Judith 1, and we're going to read verse 1.
Judith chapter 1 and verse 1.
Yeah.
In the 12th year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, who reigned in Nineveh, the great city, in the days of Arfaxad, which reigned over the Medes in Ecbatani.
And Ecbatane.
Ecbatane.
So. Who is this Nebuchadnezzar? Now, oftentimes, most scholars say that this book is not canon because it has, what's the word I'm looking for? Anachronisms in it. What's anachronism? An anachronism basically is a person that's mentioned that does not belong in that time. So they're saying Nebuchadnezzar here is in reference to Nebuchadnezzar that besieged Jerusalem the first time and burned the first temple. That's him. But it can't be him because the names are out of place here. I'm going to show you the names in a minute. So they're saying Judith cannot have, so there cannot have been a Nebuchadnezzar during this time period. What time period is Judith in? Judith is in a Persian captivity. That's what she's in. I'm going to prove it. I mentioned certain names to y'all on purpose earlier to help you understand that.
Bring it out.
So Nebuchadnezzar here, I want you to go Wikipedia. I want you to go Nebuchadnezzar. I want you to type in Nebuchadnezzar III. Nebuchadnezzar II was the one that conquered Jerusalem, Judah. Okay? That's Nebuchadnezzar II. Nabopolassar was his father. That's another Nebuchadnezzar. I believe that's the second. I think that's the first. Or whatever, or his grandfather, whatever. But he's the second. Nebuchadnezzar is the second. Now we're going to read about Nebuchadnezzar III. This is Nebuchadnezzar III that is just talking about. Read that, please.
Nebuchadnezzar III.
So this information is something that scholars do not know. Your brothers up here, we figured it out. Because a lot of Edomites are stupid as hell. I don't know anything.
Retarded.
So the Lord raised,
Shut your mouth.
right, so the Lord raised up his people to figure these things out, and we figured it out for you.
That's right.
Blow this up some. Well, yeah, that's good. Blow it up some if you can. Move that left side of the screen. You know all that stuff on the left hand. You can? You can't do it? You can't zoom it no more than that? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
Nebuchadnezzar III.
Nebuchadnezzar III. Go ahead.
Babylonian cuneiform, meaning Nabo, watch over my heir.
Number Nebo. Nabo is their god. Watch over my heir. Nebo, watch over my heir. That's what Nebuchadnezzar means. Nabu, Nebo, same thing. That's their god. Go ahead.
Old Persian, Nebuchadnezzar, alternatively spelled Nebuchadnezzar III, and also known by his original name. Yeah, Old Persian.
Yeah.
It's Nedentu Bel.
Nedentu Bel. Remember Bel and the dragon? The god they worship. They named themselves after these gods. Nedentu Bel. Go ahead. Old Persian. Remember the Persians worshiped that thing. Go ahead.
Nadatabara or Nadatabara was a rebel king of Babylon in late 522 BC.
He was a rebel king of Babylon in 522 BC, which is the same reign. Now I want you to hold that. Go to Darius. Darius the Persian. Now there's many Dariuses, but it's only this is Darius the first, I believe. So he was a rebel king of Babylon in 522. We must connect the dots. Okay? Yeah, Darius the Great. Let's see what year he reigned. Go down.
Darius the First, Old Persian. 550 BC to 486 BCE.
So in between that year is what? 522. 522. Okay? BC. So during his reign, you had Nebuchadnezzar III. That was a rebel king of Babylon. So in Persia, overthrew Babylon, you had this one guy, this one chief that reigned in a part of Babylon that Darius did not conquer, the Persians did not conquer, whose Nebuchadnezzar II was over that. Go back there. Go back now. Go back to the third again. Read that.
So was a rebel king of Babylon in late 522 BC.
During Darius's reign. Go ahead.
Who attempted to restore Babylonia as an independent kingdom and end the rule of the Persian Achaemenid Empire in Mesopotamia.
So he was what? Read again. He was what now?
Who attempted to restore Babylonia as an independent kingdom and end the rule of the Persian Achaemenid Empire in Mesopotamia.
So he attempted to put Babylon back in power while Persia was ruling. That was his intent.
So wait a minute, Deke. So when we looking at these two dates, 522 BC, 'cause I seen something else with Darius around 522 BC. This king right here, he was trying to take over Darius the first.
He was trying to take Persia out.
Take Persia out.
Right, and you see it says there on the right hand side, it says reign 522. Because when he went against Darius, he didn't his rulership was like 3 months. He got smashed because it was Persia's time. But he reigned for 12 years independently. Well, in his 12th year, he decided to go and start rallying up power to overthrow Persia in his 12th year of his reign. And remember, he ruled independently in Babylon, outside of Persian rule. So it says in his 12th year, in verse 1, in his 12th year of his reign, he decided to go and he decided to rebel against Persia, whatever. All right, so it says his reign was only September to October. So he reigned December he got conquered. So he ruled for like 3 months. It says coronation, October, see? And it says predecessor, Bardiah. See that? Bardiah was ruling here. So after Bardiah was out, he tried to take over. Then after that, you see Darius I ruled and took over that area. Afterwards, Darius I, click Darius I, click that. See, same guy, Darius the Great. It's the same one. Darius the Great, Darius I, so go back. Go back. See him again. To Nebuchadnezzar on the third again.
Yeah, because it said Darius, he started reigning from 522 BC.
Right. He conquered him in 522 BC.
Okay.
And reigned in his place in that area of Babylon from that point forward. They didn't conquer Persia entirely. This guy was ruling independently. That guy, what's his name? Baradak Baladan. Remember, he was Hezekiah's friend.
Right. Yes, sir.
Remember, he ruled independently also.
Right.
Okay, and so eventually he kept getting conquered and taking back the throne again, and getting conquered, taking the throne back again, until he got taken out entirely. So read on. Where we at?
Who was a rebel king of Babylon in late 522 BC.
In late 522. Go ahead.
Who attempted to restore Babylonia as an independent kingdom and in the rule of the Persian Achaemenid Empire in Mesopotamia. A Babylonian noble of the Zazaku family and the son of a man by the name of Mukan Ziri or Kinzer. Nadentu Bel took the regnal name Nebuchadnezzar upon his accession to the Babylonian throne and claimed to be a son of Nabonidus. Nabonidus, sorry.
He couldn't be a son of Nabonidus. Nabonidus is the father of Belshazzar, the king of Belshazzar. It's the same Belshazzar that was in Daniel 5. He claimed to be his brother. He claimed to be that guy, Belshazzar's brother, Nabonidus' son. He claimed descent from Nabonidus. Go ahead.
Nabonidus, Babylon's last independent king.
Right. Go ahead. Well, not really, but yeah, go ahead.
The earliest record of Nebuchadnezzar III is a document mentioning him as the king of Babylon on October the 3rd, 522 BC, possibly the day of his accession to the throne. His revolt.
It's not the day of his accession to the throne. Go ahead.
His revolt had probably originally been aimed at throwing off the rule of the unpopular Persian king Bardiah.
Right, Bardiah. Because Bardiah was recognized as an imposter king. He didn't belong on the throne.
Wait, Bardiah is it Smyrtus too? I know. Oh, same person. That's another name you had?
No, Bardiah.
Was Ahasuerus or I don't know.
Ahasuerus is his title.
Ahasuerus
is his title. You had Cambyses and Bardiah.
Yeah.
Yes, same guy.
Okay, same guy. Damn, how many names he had?
I don't know. These Persians retarded. They don't have some names and titles.
Yo, I mean, Bardiah. I said, who's Bardiah?
Bardiah is Smyrtus.
I
think that's his Greek form of his name.
Okay, Bardiah is the Greek.
Yeah, no, I think Smyrtus is a Greek form of his name.
Yeah, okay, they had like 4 different titles and names.
Yeah, I don't know why, but go ahead.
Damn. But Bardiah had been overthrown by Darius I by the time the revolt began. Nebuchadnezzar III quickly established his rule in Babylonia, seizing control of not only Babylon itself, but also the cities of Bersippa, Sippor, and Ukra.
That's all I want. So basically, this Nebuchadnezzar in Judith chapter 1 is Nebuchadnezzar III. That's this guy here, an independent ruler of Babylon who sought to gain power during the time when the king of Persia, Bardiah, who was hated, was ruling at the time for a short amount of time. So it says, read verse 1 again.
Judith chapter 1 and verse 1. In the 12th year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar, who reigned in Nineveh,
Babylon, same place,
the great city, in the days of Arfaxad, which reigned over the Medes and Ecbatane.
So you had Nebuchadnezzar III, who reigned in Babylon, the great city, in the days of Arfaxad, which reigned over the Medes and Ecbatane. Now remember, the Persians took over on the Medes, right? So who is Arfaxad? Who is that? That's a different name. That's a title as well, Arfaxad. All right. So now, get me real quick. So during this is in the 12th year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. His 12th year, which would be, I guess, this time here, because he ruled for a while independently, but then he decided to go against the Persians. That was 3 months. That was a 3 month short-lived. It was a wrap. He got put to death. Get me Phraortes. PHR. Type that in. PHRAORTES. In Britannica.com. Britannica. Now I want you to remember the date, 522. Priorities. You had 2 priorities, but this guy stands out. Yep, read that now.
Priorities. Iranian. Favartish.
Yeah.
Favartish. Also called
Blah, 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 blah. Right. King of
Kathra. Assyrian Kashtari died 653 BC. King of Media from 675 to 653 BC.
That's the original Pharaohs. That guy here, that's the original Median king named Pharaohs. That's right. That's the first initial one. That's why you see that date there. Some are like, oh, that's the wrong date. You know, it's the right date for that Pharaohs. But read down.
Phraortes, who was known by that name as a result of the writings of the 5th century BC Greek historian Herodotus.
Go down. There's another one. Another right there.
Another Phraortes was a usurper who reigned for a short time in Media.
Who reigned for a short time in Media during
a rebellion against the Achaemenid king Darius I in 522 BC.
That is Arfaxad. That's him right there. Read on.
Darius' rock inscription of the Besistin relates that a man of the name of Phraortes, a Mede, rebelled in Media and spoke to the people thus: I am, of the family of Vastra, Cyaxares.
He claimed descent from Cyaxares. Go ahead.
After a short reign, this king was defeated and executed at Ecbatane.
After a short reign, this king was defeated and executed at Ecbatana. Ecbatane's the same place in Media. Go ahead.
The Median capital. The deception of the usurper Phraortes may have led to Herodotus' mistake about the name of the earlier king.
Right, so he's confused with the other Phraortes read earlier, the original Median king. So this guy was an imposter like Bardiah. He called himself Phraortes. But the Bible, Apocrypha, for some reason, the author said, well, I guess the other name he had for him was Arfaxad. It's the same guy. Watch. Read on. Verse 2.
Verse 2. And built in Ecbatane walls round about the stones hewn 3 cubits broad.
Remember Arfaxad was killed within that capital. He was killed in his own capital. Go ahead.
And made the height of the wall 70 cubits, and the breadth thereof 50 cubits, and set the towers thereof upon the gates of it, 100 cubits high, and the breadth thereof in the foundation 60 cubits. And he made the gates thereof, even gates that were raised to the height of 70 cubits, and the breadth of them was 40 cubits, for the going forth of his mighty armies, and for the setting in array of his footmen. Even in those days, King Nebuchadnezzar made war with King Arfaxad.
Even those days what?
Even in those days, King Nebuchadnezzar made war with King Arfaxad.
They were fighting. Remember the time frame, 522. Go ahead.
In the great plain, which is the plain in the borders of Rago.
That's Media. Go ahead.
And there came unto him all they that dwelt in the hill country, and all that dwelt by Euphrates and Tigris, and Hydaspes, and the plain of Arioch, the king of the Elamians, and very many nations of the sons of Chelad assembled themselves to the battle.
Take your time.
Yes, sir.
That's all I hear. Yo,
Damn.
Can't read through a complete sentence.
Oh my God!
I don't even know what he's saying over here. Can you read that whole script all over again? You missed the whole.
I can try, Cap.
Damn, bro, I'll pray for you, man.
All praises, man.
I don't even know what the script is about anymore.
We already bugged out from just the history itself. Now we got you reading.
Where are we?
Verse 6.
Oh. Go ahead,
So
man.
that's
Go ahead.
back.
Let it go, man. Let it go.
Verse 6. And there came unto him all they that dwelt in the hill.
Okay, go ahead. I gotta make sure. I gotta read behind him.
Oh.
I gotta be your training wheels or something.
All praises, all praises. All they that dwelt in the hill country, and all that dwelt by Euphrates and Tigris, and
Hydaspes.
Hydaspes, and the plain of
Arioch.
Arioch, the king of the
Elamians.
and very many nations. Of
You're going to be a stunt reader. Anytime you get to a big word, stunt reader.
All praise.
And very many nations.
And very many nations of the sons of
Kilad
assembled themselves to the battle.
Go ahead now. Go ahead. Verse 7. Go ahead.
Then Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians, sent unto all that dwelt in Persia, and to all that dwelt westward, and to those that dwelt in Cilicia, and Damascus,
Syria,
and Libanus,
Lebanon,
and Anti-Libanus,
and Lebanon. The same thing. Yep. Go ahead.
And to all that dwelt upon the seacoast, and to these among the nations,
and to those
among the nations that were of Carmel, and Gilead,
yep,
and the higher Galilee, and the great plain of Esdraelon, and to all that were in Samaria, and the cities thereof, and beyond Jordan unto Jerusalem, and Bethany, and Kellis, and Cadiz, and the river Egypt, and Tophnes, and Ramses, and all the land of Gezim, until ye come beyond Tabnis and Memphis, and to all the inhabitants of Egypt, until ye come to the border of Ethiopia. But all the inhabitants of the land made light of the commandment of Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians.
They didn't take him seriously. Go ahead.
Neither went they with him to the battle, for they were not afraid of him. Yea, he was before them as one man, and they sent away his ambassadors from them without effect, and with disgrace. Therefore Nebuchadnezzar was very angry with all this country, and swore by his throne and kingdom that he would surely be avenged upon all those coasts of Sicilia and Damascus and Syria, and that he would slay with the sword all the inhabitants of the land of Moab, and the children of Ammon, and all Judea, and all that were in Egypt, till ye come to the border of the two seas. Then he marched in battle array with his power against King Arfaxad.
King Arfaxad goes back to Phaertes. Go ahead.
In the 17th year. And he prevailed in his battle, for he overthrew all the power of Arfaxad and all
of Arfaxad.
Arfaxad and all his horsemen and all his chariots, and became lord of his cities.
Where?
And came unto Ecbatane, and took the towers, and spoiled the streets thereof, and turned the beauty thereof into shame.
So where was Arfaxad killed? In Ecbatane, 522 BC. That's the same person. So Phaertes, that's the same guy, the usurper of that throne. Go ahead.
He took also Arfaxad in the mountains of Rago, and smote him through with his darts, and destroyed him utterly that day.
Right there. So, hold on. That was verse 15. I want that. So that's when he killed him, right? He killed Phaertes at that point. Now, read on, continue. Finish it up.
So he returned afterward to Nineveh, both he and all his company of sundry nations, being a very great multitude of men of war. And there he took his ease, and banqueted, both he and his army, in 120 days.
So he gained some kind of power, and that's when Darius had to take him out. So now, get Judith chapter 4, because Judith is a long, I'm not reading the whole thing, it's a lot. So basically this guy, who ended up working under him was a man named Holofernes. Holofernes became his general, and Holofernes was raised up by Nebuchadnezzar III to overthrow, pretty much overthrow Israel, because Israel, Israel became a target. So Judith was sent out by the Lord to raise her up to be sent out to basically seduce Holofernes and put him to death. So we're going to find out what time period this was. Get Judith chapter 4, verse 1.
Judith chapter 4 and verse 1. Now the children of Israel that dwelt in Judea heard all that Holofernes, the chief captain of Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians, had done to the nations, and after what manner he had spoiled all their temples and brought them to naught.
He was gaining power before Darius took him down. Go ahead.
Therefore they were exceedingly afraid of him, and were troubled for Jerusalem, and for the temple of the Lord their God.
And for the what?
For the temple of the Lord their God.
So the temple was standing at this time because it was finished. Go ahead.
For they were newly returned from the captivity.
Why? From what time? That's from during Cyrus's time. They were newly returned from their captivity of Babylon. This is Persian captivity. Go ahead.
And all the people of Judea were lately gathered together, and the vessels, and the altar, and the house were sanctified after the profanation.
Profanation. After Babylon took it down and Edom helped. Go ahead.
Therefore, they sent into all the coasts of Samaria and the villages, and to Bethoram, and Belmon, and Jericho, and Koba, and to Koba, and to Esra, and to the valley of Salem, and possessed themselves beforehand of all the tops of the high mountains, and fortified the villages that were in them, and laid up victuals for the victuals. For the provision of war, for their fields were of late reaped. Also, Joachim, the high priest.
Stop. Joachim, the high priest. Who was this Joachim? You read about him earlier in Ezra. Joachim was the son of Jesus. Joshua, the son of Josedek. This is Joshua's son here. He's the high priest now. Go ahead.
Which was in those days in Jerusalem.
Which was in those days in Jerusalem as the high priest. Go ahead.
Wrote to them that dwelt in Bethulia, and to Bethel-Methium, which is over against Esdraelon, toward the open country.
What verse is that you read?
Verse 6.
Go ahead, keep going.
Toward the open country near to Dothaim, charging them to keep the passages of the hill country, for by them there was an entrance into Judea, and it was easy to stop them that would come up, because the passage was straight, for 2 men at the most. And the children of Israel did as Joachim the high priest had commanded them, with the ancients of all the people of Israel, which dwelt at Jerusalem.
So you got Judith chapter 4, verse 8, right? Joachim. Get me Nehemiah 12. Nehemiah 12 and 10. Nehemiah 12 and 10. Nehemiah 12, 10. And we're going to jump to verse 26. Hold on, so let me get there with you.
Yes, sir.
Nehemiah 12 and 10. Go ahead.
Nehemiah chapter 12 and verse 10. And Jeshua begot Joachim. Joachim also begot Eliashib.
Jeshua begot who?
Joachim.
Joachim. It's the same guy. Go ahead.
Joachim also begot Eliashib. And Eliashib begot Joiada.
Jump to verse 26.
Verse 26. These were in the days of Joachim, the son of Jeshua, the son of Josedek, and in the days of Nehemiah, the governor, and of Ezra, the priest, the scribe.
See, these are in the days of Joachim, the son of Jeshua, the son of Josedek. It's the same person. See that? So it's Joachim. Letting you know that Joachim is the high priest at this point. All right? So that's the time frame. All right? So now, where we at? That was verse 8. Yeah. So let me see. Yeah, that's all I want. So that is, I'll give you the time frame of Judith. Judith was around the time of Darius. All right? That's the time frame. So now you know. So Arfaxad is Phraortes. Nebuchadnezzar is Nebuchadnezzar the third. The third. This is 522 BC. That's the time frame. All right? So Judith is a Persian captivity. Now you got a time frame. So we'll get out of that. Get on. What time is it now? 2:49. I think we'll take a little bit of a break. All right? So we'll be back, as well, in about 5 minutes. All right? So stay tuned. We'll take a bit of a breather. Be patient. We'll be back. Shalom Israel, no son Christ blessed. Speaking at Don here of IUIC Philadelphia. You're tuned in to Our Hidden History Radio, where we go into deep understanding and history of who we are, according to the Bible, hidden artifacts, archaeology, or geography, all you can think of that shrouds around our history of the Bible. We go into it in depth. So Israel, like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube channel, Our Hidden History Radio. See you then. Shalom, no son Christ blessed.
Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Levi's sound.
Sister Horella, you ready? How about you, Sister Judith? Hey, David, where you at? You ready, man? Israel, y'all ready? Hey, this an Israelite party, y'all. Let's get this party heated, man.
Je dis à qu'on est nous toute la pral fêter. Loi bon Dieu connaît c'est ça n'a pratiqué. C'est moment côté vient ensemble m'amuser. Tout coutume monte ça bagay nous rejeter. Nous bless, les nous can be commandement, no stress. Les nous réunis ensemble, pas bien access. Si ou pas de nous comprendre, we the greatest. Car ça depuis sous habillement, non nous pas care de sa l'autre nation à faire. Qu'on est nous fiers de ce que nous tout Israël. Juste ça c'est yon fête pour nous tout qui la qui quoi. Pour aller danser, pour aller chanter, pour aller manger et ouais mais c'est Dieu. Sous qu'on a petit Jacob ou doit quitter. N'importe qui côté où y est loyal faut au Québec. Songez bon Dieu tu fais nous tout qui la yon promesse.
You're the kingdom, it's a feast day. Let's celebrate. It's a party. Southern kingdom, it's a feast day. Let's celebrate. It's a party. You're the kingdom, it's a feast day. Let's celebrate. It's a party. Southern kingdom, it's a feast day. Let's celebrate. It's a party.
It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. We sparkle like royalty. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. Shout out loud and let's be merry. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. Their land is like King David. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. Let's get this party.
We are rave, we are bash, we are dance. It's an Israelite party. Let me see your hand. We are rave, we are bash, we are dance. It's an Israelite party. Let me see your hand. Get trumpets, them a blow. Strong drink a flow. It's a feast day. I'm excited to know. We are keep the law, and we never pause. Give praise to the King for a brand new start. Food I look right and smell nice. We are eat good at the feast. That's right. Garment look fresh. Yeah, we look right. Step up in a line, I bust a dance one time. Fit it in your feet. Move to the beat. This type of song make you jump out your seat. Style so nice, yes, style so sweet. This how we do it when we turn up on the feast.
You're the kingdom, it's a feast day. Let's celebrate. It's a party. Southern kingdom, it's a feast day. Let's celebrate. It's a party. You're the kingdom, it's a feast day. Let's celebrate. It's a party. Southern kingdom, it's a feast day. Let's celebrate. It's a party.
It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. We sparkle like royalty. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. Shout out loud and let's be merry. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. Their land is like King David. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. It's an Israelite party, party. Let's get this party heated.
I just wanna live and serve the Most High. Yeah. That's the whole duty of man in this life. I know I'm a soldier he put on the line. I'm ready to fight, yeah. Whoa. And they persecute me like I'm Jeremiah. That's what they do. His word is the truth and it goes like a fire. Destruction's coming very soon. This is how you love thy neighbor. They wanna see you fall. 'Cause they see you strong. They mad at us. Them haters mad. Them haters mad at us. Them haters mad. Them haters mad at us. Them haters mad. Them haters mad at us.
Let's go.
Them haters mad.
We go large XL, go far XL like a car, we accelerate. Push hard to the pedal brake, all for heaven's sake. To gold metal flakes on my head and face. I'm a specialized, weaponized, mechanized, set aside, son of God. And it may come a time, try to take one of mine. Still we at a 10-10 like a number 9, never nervous. Haters make them mad on purpose, cause we in the streets where the curve is. They online where the nerds is. Let your clown make them short circuit. Please back, I'm allergic. Songs 133, that's big unity, that's urban. And we in the end, that's curtains. Workmen on the front line on purpose.
See you fall. 'Cause they see you strong. I know them haters mad. Them haters mad at us. Them haters mad. Them haters mad at us. Them haters mad. Them haters mad at us.
Hi haters, chill. Still looking at me? Don't watch me, watch TV. Deeps in the streets with the heat, and where a hater be? Mad as hell and they see they ain't never been me, so a hater can't speak. Hey, get like me, got works on works, I'll sleep on sleep, eat meat, wanna be a beast. IUIC, we a nation of kings and priests, everything that we seem to be. If a hater got an issue, he can find us so easily. We in the streets where they need to be. Forget a PC, go hard on GP. It's innate when you believe. We sit through these fakers and laugh at these haters. It's pure motivation, more energy to achieve.
See you fall. 'Cause they see you strong. I know them haters mad. Them haters mad. Them haters mad. They mad. They mad. Them haters mad.
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just didn't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 30. Bro, all I can say, I don't agree with nothing you just did. You totally disagreed, or let me say it this way. You went against everything I told you to do. You disregarded me as a spiritual father, spiritual leader. And all I can say right now for you, bro, you're going to suffer the consequences.
Wow. Wow. That was wow. I didn't expect that come. I didn't expect that one. We're back. Sorry, I was reflecting on we're back. reflecting on Captain Draw's insults while we were on the break.
They're getting worse and worse.
Getting worse and worse. The cameras are off. It's even worse.
That's a setup, bro.
If y'all think it's bad on camera, it's even worse off camera, I assure you.
Yeah, brothers on the set
there's
crying.
no limit to his madness.
Pray for me.
But the mad Titan over here, man. Just snapping feelings away. Yeah, Ezra chapter 6. Again, we're going to read verse 16 to 22 really quick. We read it before, but I want to read it again. So we read earlier in 15 that during his 6th year of his reign, the temple was complete. So read verse 16 to 22.
Ezra chapter 6, you said 6 verse 16, correct?
Yeah, the 22. And we can
All
jump to 7 verse 1.
Ezra chapter 6 verse 16. And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites, and the rest of the children of the captivity, kept the dedication of this house of God with,
Of the house of God. Of this house of God, you're right. Of this house of God. Go ahead.
with joy, and offered at the dedication of this house of God 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and for a sin offering for all Israel, 12 he-goats, according to the number of the tribes of
So
Israel.
the temple was dedicated a lot of times, not just one time. It was dedicated many times. That's where Hanukkah comes from. Go ahead.
And they set the priests in their divisions, and the Levites in their courses, for the service of God, which is at Jerusalem, as it is written in the book of Moses. And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month. For the priests and the Levites were purified together. All of them were pure, and killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for their brethren the priests, and for themselves. And the children of Israel, which were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land, to seek the Lord God of Israel, did eat, and kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy, for the Lord hath made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria unto them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of God, the God of Israel.
So the temple was complete. The temple was completed. And also, brother made an excellent point that Judith was one of the northern kingdom that returned during the time in Babylon. Remember it said that we shall, those who, in Ezra 1, chapter 1, verse 1 to 5, it says, all those that sought to seek the Lord. Seek the Lord. That's yours. Okay, you got 3. All right. Damn.
That's yours.
No, Cap, I'll take that one. I gave Deacons already from this side. I'll just wait for him to come back. Don't worry about it.
Oh, those I take it. Give me to me.
Yeah, it might get you dirty. You don't touch at the top? Like, who does that? Touch the side.
Oh, my God.
No home training.
Thank you, sir.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
You might want to wipe the top a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? Anyway, so Judith was one of the northern kingdoms that returned to the land of her inheritance. She returned. Now, remember, most of the northern kingdom came to this side of the world during that edict of King Cyrus. All right? Yo, Captain's terrible, man. It just throwing me off. Just throwing me off, man. Yo, man.
Oh, my God.
Yo. Yeah, Ezra chapter 7, verse 1.
I'm sorry, D.
It was like the whole top, like,
You want it?
That's a setup, bro.
Yo, he's like, here, Jazz, take some of my germs.
You want some? You want some viruses?
Yeah.
My bad.
There's a deadly disease going around this earth, and my man touching all the top here. I'm gonna wipe all my COVID on
man. Wow. That's a 7 and 1?
Yes, sir. Ezra chapter 7 and verse 1. Now after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra, the son of Sariah.
Ezra what?
The son of Sariah.
Ezra, the son of Sariah. Remember, it said, Joshua, the son of Josedek, the son of Sarias. Sarias is Sariah. Go ahead, read again.
Now after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra, the son of Sariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah.
So says Ezra, the son of Sariah. Ezra, the son of Sariah. Ezra, the son of Sariah. Get 1 Chronicles chapter 6, verse 1.
Hey, can you drop the bomb in the proper place too? You just said Ezra, the son of Sariah. Boom.
No, Sariah goes back to Sarius. Ezra.
Oh, sorry.
I know what you're saying.
Oh.
I know why he dropped the bomb. He's paying attention. Oh.
Yo, nobody's safe on the set.
I'm tired of you.
Oh, man. Nah, I got why he put the bomb there. It links together.
But you didn't.
I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
You just read it. Nobody knows the link. I ain't gonna drop the bomb. Nobody knows what happened.
He got it. That's why he dropped the bomb.
Nah, D, he didn't get that.
He didn't get it. You got to bring it out. Then he dropped the bomb.
Oh, man. I tried, y'all.
My man looking at our faces to see when the bomb should be dropped.
Matter of fact, who's over there dropping the bomb? Who is it?
Soldier Amos.
I'll talk to you later, bro.
Oh, man. All right, so 1 Chronicles 6, verse 1.
1 Chronicles chapter 6 and verse 1. The sons of Levi.
The sons of who?
The sons of Levi.
All right, go ahead.
Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, and Hebron, and Uzziel. The children of Amram, Aaron, and Moses. And Miriam, the sons of Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar begot Phinehas. Phinehas begot Abishua. And Abishua begot Bukai. And Bukai begot Uzai. And Uzai begot Zechariah. And Zechariah begot Merioth. And Merioth begot Amariah. And Amariah begot Ahitub. And Ahitub begot Zadok. And Zadok begot Ahimaaz. And Ahimaaz begot Azariah. And Azariah begot Johanan. And Johanan begot Azariah. He it is that executed the priest's office in the temple that Solomon built in Jerusalem.
Azariah, go ahead.
And Azariah begot Amariah. And Amariah begot Ahitub. And Ahitub begot Zadok. And Zadok begot Shalom. And Shalom begot Hilkiah.
Come on, you could do it. You could do it. You almost finished, bro.
And Hilkiah begot Azariah.
So Shalom begat Hilkiah. And Hilkiah begat Azariah. Go ahead.
And Azariah begot Sariah.
And Azariah begat Sariah. Go ahead.
And Sariah begot Josedek.
And Sariah begat Josedek. Now, Josedek is who? That's Joshua's father. That's Joshua's father. So Sariah begat Josedek. Go ahead.
And Josedek went into captivity.
And Josedek went into captivity in Babylon. Go ahead.
When the Lord carried away Judah and Jerusalem by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar.
So Sariah begat Josedek, right? He begat Josedek. Whether his son or grandson, he begat him. Now, get me Jeremiah 52. Jeremiah 52. Jeremiah 52, verse 24. Remember, I read that before. I mentioned before about what Ezekiel saw, what Israel was doing wickedness in the temple behind closed doors. And the Lord said, set a mark upon them for those that sigh and cry. So let's see what happened. Jeremiah 52, verse 24, 27.
Jeremiah chapter 52, verse 24. And the captain of the guard took Sariah, the chief priest.
The captain of the guard is Nebuchadnezzar's guard. The captain of the guard took Sariah, the chief priest. Remember Aaron's sons, chief priest. Go ahead.
And Zephaniah, the second priest.
And the second priest under him. Go ahead.
And the three keepers of the door.
Go ahead.
He took also out of the city an eunuch, which had the charge of the men of war, and 7 men of them that were near the king's person, which were found in the city, and the principal scribe of the host, who mustered the people of the land, and 80 men of the people of the land, that were found in the midst of the city.
Watch this, 26.
So Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, took them and brought them to the king of Babylon to Riblah.
Watch this.
And the king of Babylon smote them and put them to death in Riblah in the land of Hamath. Thus Judah was carried away captive out of his own land.
See that? So Nebuchadnezzar killed Sariah. He killed Sariah, but he spared his kids. He killed Sariah, but he spared his kids. So Sariah had Josedek. Sariah had Josedek, and Josedek had Joshua, and Joshua had Joachim. Okay? Now, go back to 1 Chronicles 6:14 again.
Sir. 1 Chronicles chapter 6 and verse 14. And Azariah begot Sariah, and Sariah begot Josedek.
That Sariah was killed by Nebuchadnezzar. Go ahead.
And Josedek went into captivity when the Lord carried away Judah and Jerusalem by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar.
Right, now get me Ezra chapter 7 and verse 1. Again.
Ezra chapter 7 and verse 1. Now after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra, the son of Sariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah.
See, Ezra, the son of Sariah. So Ezra and Joshua are related. Ezra and Joshua are related. They come out of the line of Sariah. Sariah had children down the line. So remember, so both of them became high priests. They had to be family. So Ezra and Joshua
Makes
come
sense. They
out of
had to.
Sariah. Because you can't be a high priest and not be related. Because it's down the line. So Ezra and Joshua are related. They both come out of Sariah, who was killed by Nebuchadnezzar. Okay? So more than likely, the son of Sariah, who would be, read again, Ezra 7:1 again?
Yes, sir. Now after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra, the son of Sariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah,
Keep going.
the son of Shalom, the son of Zadok, the son of Ahitub, the son of Amariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Merath, the son of Zariah.
Remember that? That's in Chronicles. Go ahead.
The son of Uzai, the son of Bukai, the son of Abushua, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the chief priest.
So Ezra comes out of Sariah. He's one of the sons of Sariah. So Sariah had Josedek, and he had another child. And whoever that child was, he birthed Ezra's family. So Sariah's son or grandson, because grandson's not in the Bible. So it's a son of, it could be son or grandson of. So Sariah had children, and out of those children came both Ezra and Joshua. And they both became high priests. Y'all follow? Hope y'all follow.
Hey, Deke, is that Zadok during the time of David? King David? Zadok?
Yes, it might have been. Yes. The high priest?
Yes, sir. Zadok the priest?
It might have been, yes. It might have been. You go to first. I know it mentions one of them was during the time of Solomon. It says in Chronicles, it says here, what's that? It says
Verse 10.
Verse 10?
Yes.
Yeah, and Johanan begat Azariah. He it is that executed the priest's office in the temple that Solomon built in Jerusalem. So Azariah was the high priest in Solomon's time. So I'm not sure if Zadok was the priest during David's time.
It was another Zadok before that one.
Before that one. It had to be, yeah.
Verse 8.
Verse 8?
Yes, sir.
That's Zadok, yeah, verse 8. Zadok begat Ahimaaz. That's probably him. Ahimaaz. Might have been him. All right, so, where we at? Ezra 7:1 again? Ezra 7:1 again, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Keep going back there.
Ezra chapter 7 and verse 1.
I had to peel the layers off of that verse. One again?
Now, after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra, the son of Sariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah.
In the reign of Artaxerxes, the king of Persia. This Artaxerxes here is Xerxes the First. This Xerxes the First is the Xerxes you know about, you watch in the movie 300. Okay, that's the same Xerxes, all right?
That's the same Xerxes. That's the husband of Esther.
Yes.
So they all lived during the same time period.
Ezra, Nehemiah, and Esther are on the same time.
So it's safe to say that Nehemiah was the cupbearer to Xerxes.
Yep.
And Esther was right beside him.
You know, more than likely.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody's all there together.
Yeah.
Damn.
Give me Xerxes. Give me Nelson's Bible maps again. Nelson's Bible maps, pages 154. I shouldn't give you those already. Yeah, you saying, Kat? You said so what? You said so.
No, I'm sorry, that was me.
What was you? What'd you say?
So Zerubbabel and Joshua, they was probably like a century before, maybe
decades after.
A decade.
Decades after. Yeah, they came decades after. I'm not sure to you.
All right.
I'm reading it right now. The Bible map, Nelson's, pages 154 to 158. Did I give you those already? Tell me I did. Excellent. So I don't like this waiting, having a, yeah. What time is it? I got time to go over there. Let me see. I had time. All right, we got time. Hopefully. Let me see. You read that real fast.
Ezra. Ezra continues the Old Testament narrative of 2 Chronicles by showing how God fulfills his promise to return his people to the land of promise after 70 years of exile. Israel's second exodus, this one from Babylon, is less impressive because only a remnant chooses to leave Babylon. Ezra relates the story of two returns from Babylon. The first led by Zerubbabel to rebuild the temple. Chapters 1 to 6. And the second under the leadership of Ezra to rebuild the spiritual condition of the people. Chapters 7 to 10. Ezra and Nehemiah were treated as a unit in the original Hebrew and in the Greek translation known as the Septuagint. The two were separated in the Latin translation, and English translations have likewise treated them as separate works.
Right. So, for example, Ezra and Nehemiah is considered to be first Ezra and second Ezra. And then the Apocrypha is considered third Esdras and fourth Esdras. Go ahead.
Although Ezra is not specifically mentioned as the author, he is certainly the best candidate.
Yeah, they all say he wrote Ezra and Nehemiah. Well, I think Nehemiah wrote Nehemiah, but go ahead.
Jewish tradition, the Talmud, attributes the book to Ezra, and portions of the work, chapter 7, verses 28 to chapter 9, verse 15, are written in the first person from Ezra's point of view. As in Chronicles, there is a strong priestly emphasis, and Ezra was a direct priestly descendant of Aaron through Eleazar, Phinehas, and Zadok. In chapter 7, 1 to 5.
Right, we did earlier. Go ahead.
Date. Just as the Israelites were taken into exile in three successive stages, 605, 597, and 586 BC, they returned in three stages. The first occurred under the leadership of Zerubbabel, 538 BC. After a considerable delay, this return resulted in the rebuilding of the temple, 520 to 516 BC. Encouraged by the prophets Haggai and Zechariah, Ezra led the second return in the 7th year of Artaxerxes I, 458 BC. Nehemiah led the final return in the 20th year of Artaxerxes I.
So Nehemiah led the what?
Nehemiah led the final return in the 20th year of Artaxerxes I.
So more of us came out of exile and during Artaxerxes I in 444 BC.
In 444 BC. Chronologically, the events of the book of Esther occurred during a 10 to 12 year period, 483 to 473 BC.
See the time? 40. What year is it?
483 to 473 BC.
So Esther,
10 years.
10 years. So Esther is in between Nehemiah and Ezra. She's right there. So they're in the same time frame. Next page. Next page. Let me see that.
Go back.
Yeah. Go back. Let me see. Blow it up. See what we got here.
Ezra at glance. You can't blow it up any more than this?
All right, go to the next page. Blow it up. It's fine. That's fine. Right there's good. What's that say? What's that say right there?
Events of the book of Esther from 483. No, I'm sorry. I'm reading. You want me to read it from the bottom? How it go from?
No, the top part. What does that say up there? Top.
Oh, events of the book of Esther, 483 to 471 BC, and events of the book of Nehemiah from 445 to 425 BC. And then you got events of the book of Ezra from 538 to 458 BC.
So it's giving you a timeline right there of the things that took place. Go down. Read on.
Ezra, if he in fact is the author, compiler, probably wrote this book between 457 BC, the events of chapters 7 to 10, and 444 BC. Nehemiah's arrival in Jerusalem. During the period covered by the book of Ezra, Gautama Buddha, 560 to 480 BC, was in India. Confucius, 551 to 479 BC, was in China. And Socrates, 470 to 399 BC, was in Greece.
These guys were around during this time. Go ahead.
Themes and literary structure. Ezra relates the first two returns from Babylon. The first led by Zerubbabel and the second led decades later by Ezra. Its two divisions are the restoration of the temple, chapters 1 to 6, and the reformation of the people, chapters 7 to 10. The basic theme of Ezra is restoration. The restoration of the temple and the spiritual, moral, and social restoration of the returned remnant in Jerusalem under the leadership of Zerubbabel and Ezra.
See that? So to start off first is a physical restoration of the temple, and then Ezra and them came along and did a spiritual restoration of the people. Christ, the same thing. For spiritual restoration of the people, and likewise today we are in the midst of a spiritual restoration of our people, even so today. Go ahead.
Both are undertaken despite opposition and difficulty.
Same thing today. We undertake this mission despite opposition and difficulty. The same thing falls on us today. Go ahead.
The restoration of temple and people require a reassertion of the distinctive identity of Israel.
This is page 156? Yes, sir. Keep going.
Excuse me. The restoration of temple and people require a reassertion of the distinctive identity of Israel and her faith, together with separation from other peoples and pagan beliefs.
We had it again? The restoration?
The restoration of temple and people require a reassertion of the distinctive identity of Israel and her faith.
So the restoration of the temple and people required a what?
Required a reassertion.
Required a reassertion of what?
Of the distinctive identity of Israel and her faith.
So what helps restore our people is a distinct identity and your faith. Go ahead.
Together.
Together with what?
With separation from other peoples and pagan beliefs.
That's how you restore Israel back. Give them their distinct identity and their faith in Christ today, and to separate from other people and their pagan beliefs. That's your Halloween today. I ain't leaving that out. That's your Christmas. That's your New Year's. That's your birthdays. Your wedding rings.
Right.
Your New Year's. Your Thanksgivings.
Speak your truth.
Oh, you try to encourage me to say mean
Go
things.
on, Deacon. Keep going, Deacon.
Keep going. We don't.
No, Deacon, you're not done.
I'm not gonna phone to you.
You say you're not done.
All of that stuff, man. You gotta give it all of that stuff. That's how you restore the people back, by giving them the distinct identity, their faith, and separating from the other people and their pagan beliefs. That's Christianity too. Go ahead.
This restoration was taking place in the context of the Persian Empire, in which the dominant religious tendency was the merging of religious beliefs into one.
Read it again?
Whoa. This restoration was taking place in the context of the Persian Empire.
In the context of the Persian Empire, go ahead.
In which the dominant religious tendency was the merging of religious beliefs into one.
So in Persia, everyone had to believe in the same thing. They merged all religions into one. Like, for example, I'll give you a prime example. People who celebrate, you have people who are in Christianity, right? Christianity. People who are in Christianity, they worship all kinds of different gods. All the people who worship different gods, they all share the same relationship. They're all one. It's like today. It's all one. It's all merged together. Like, for example, Christianity is a mixture of all religions. Because when you examine Christianity, she has Christmas. That's Babylonian. When you examine Christianity, she celebrates Halloween. That's a druid. That's a Druidism. Then witchcraft. That's merged in. You have New Year's. That's Babylonian too. Okay? America says that you have freedom of religion. That's Persia. Persia gave you freedom of religion. And all nations' religions are pretty much observed or respected the same way. They're respected here and all accepted and so forth. It's the same thing. That's where America got it from. This is where America. That's why it says America is the lion, is the bear.
Bring it out.
It's what else? The lion, the bear, and who else?
The leopard.
The leopard. She merged all of that into her. Go ahead.
The various peoples of the empire were encouraged to maintain their distinctive cultures.
See? Go ahead.
But without religious exclusivism. In this environment,
without religious exclusivism, mean you can't be on your own. Everyone should just join together. You're an atheist. You're a Muslim. You're a Christian. You're a Catholic. We should all be one. Let's come together. Let's all be one melting pot of religion. That's what Persia was doing. But Israel was like, nah, we ain't with all of that. But some Israel adopted that stuff. Go ahead.
In this environment, the Jews experienced tremendous temptation to surrender all their previous claims to having an exclusive revelation from God.
See what happened? It says this. The Jews were experienced tremendous temptation to surrender what all
their previous claims to having an exclusive revelation from God.
Mean being an exclusive people, because if everyone's all one, it's America. We're all Americans. We're all Americans. You're Chinese. You're Russian. You're Irish. You're Japanese. But we're all one.
Damn.
So rather than all religions be one, it's all cultures be one. It's the flip side. So Israel started assimilating to that. Well, maybe we're not exclusive. Maybe we're not chosen people. We're all one people. That's what happened. So Israel started to do what? Marry other nations. Read on.
In addition, there was enormous temptation to surrender those behaviors which had been designed to separate them from the surrounding pagan cultures. In this context, the reestablishment of a temple worship purified of pagan religious influences and the purification of the people from intermarriage with other peoples were both necessary.
See what had to happen? You had to get rid of the nations. Stop, divorce them. Yeah.
Going back to the point on United the Religions, everybody having one religion. Remember, that's the article that the bishop brought up not too long ago on the United Arab Emirates, when it says a church, a synagogue, and a mosque to share interfaith complex in Abu Dhabi. So the United Arab Emirates unveiled plans this weekend for an interfaith complex in Abu Dhabi that will unite a church, a synagogue, and a mosque. So speaking the same thing. Right. Bringing all Abrahamic faiths together as one.
That's it. And they're passing a law saying anti-blasphemy laws. So you can't speak against none of those faiths, so you face consequences. It's called anti-blaspheming laws that they had in place for that. So it's the same thing. That's the Arabs doing the same thing that Persia did. Doing the exact same thing. And guess what both Persians and Muslims and Arabs tend to be? Muslim. Read that? Read the bottom part.
God's faithfulness is seen in the way he sovereignly protects his people in the midst of a powerful empire while they are in captivity.
The Lord tends to protect his people while they are under a powerful empire in captivity, like this one. Go ahead.
They prosper in their exile.
They prosper in their captivity, in their exile. Go ahead.
And God raises up pagan kings who are sympathetic to their cause.
See that? And God raises up kings who are sympathetic to their religious beliefs and allow them to be themselves, like Cyrus was, like Nebuchadnezzar was. Go ahead.
And encourage them to rebuild their homeland.
Cyrus, go ahead.
God also provides zealous and capable leaders who direct the return and the rebuilding.
See what God does too? See, the Lord does that. God provides zealous and capable leaders who direct the return and the rebuilding of what? Of the place and the people. Going back to those 4 carpenters, back in Zechariah, leaders were always necessary in the nation of Israel. Any simple Negro or Hispanic or conquistador that speaks against that, you're against the order of God. Because God sets up capable leaders in the midst of Israel's exile. Unless we're not in exile, we need leaders. They were always a necessity. It says God also provides zealous and capable leaders who direct the return and the rebuilding. That is now.
That's right.
In every captivity, leaders are required. Leaders are not a freaking alternative. They are a necessity.
Right. And Deacon, it ultimately comes down to the spirit of preeminence and vainglory, because a lot of these brothers, like I said, just like during the time of the Roman captivity, you have Christ as well as the 12 disciples and their disciples, the apostles, as well as their disciples that were raised up to lead the people, guide the people. But what do you have? You have wicked Pharisees amongst our people, right, envious, vainglorious, try to lead the people away. Say, these are not the teachers. These are not your leaders. Trying to bring them back into the world, animal sacrifice, just like today. They see the bishop, they see the deacons, the captains raising up, and they say, wait a minute, why is it that because I don't have the same spirit, I don't have the same capability to be able to guide and lead the people and instruct them biblically, because people think that you're a leader based upon how much evil you can speak against the leadership, how much dirt you could try to find, how much sin you could try to reveal. Can you get Sirach chapter 44, verse 4? The Bible gives a clear, distinctive guideline of what a leader is, what to look for a leader.
Let me see page 158 also. See what's on there real fast. Oh, it's the bottom of that right there. Okay. Real quick, before you get that, read the bottom of this real fast. Read the bottom of this real fast, Jez, this bottom part, and then 158, we can read Sirach 44 to close it out.
The return from exile. When Cyrus the Persian captured Babylon in 539 BC, government controls on captive peoples were loosened, and the way was open for exiled Judah to begin the return to her homeland.
And remnants of Northern Kingdom. Remnants of Northern Kingdom, go ahead. Like Judith and Anna and so forth, and Tobit, go ahead.
The ascension and victory of Cyrus fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, chapter 44, verses 28 to chapter 45, verses 4.
Go ahead.
3 major expeditions made the journey.
Go ahead.
Made the journey. One in 538 to 537 BC under Zerubbabel. The second under Ezra in 458 BC. And the last under Nehemiah in 444 BC.
Three different returns from exile. You see the trail there? The route of Jews returned from exile. And those who chose not to return, a lot of them stayed over in Spain. Okay? They stayed in Spain, they stayed in different parts of Africa, but a lot of us, remembrance of us, the 3 recorded waves of us returned during Zerubbabel's time, Ezra's time, and Nehemiah's time. So get Sirach 44, Cap was asking for.
Yes, sir.
Regarding leadership.
Sirach chapter 44 and verse 4. Leaders of the people, by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people.
So it says, leaders of the people by their counsel. In order to lead a people, you have to know how to lead a people. There's instructions that are set up, because think about it. We don't know how to properly lead the people. Everything that we know was what America taught us. America taught us to destroy our people. They taught us to be individuals. They taught us to be selfish. So self-serving. So the Bible says leaders of the people by their counsels. They will have the understanding, the wisdom, and the knowledge to go into the Bible and to unify the people. What unifies the people? The laws of God.
That's right.
Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Applying the laws of marriage. Building the black house again. So these people have the wisdom and knowledge how to build a family, how to build men, how to build women, how to build children. And from there you have a nation. How to instruct them how to bring back nationhood, how to bring back their holidays, their customs, their culture, the dietary laws, the clothing that they used to wear, what their fathers look like, their ancestors. So all this, you have to have the knowledge and wisdom of the Bible in order to properly guide it. A lot of these, excuse me, I was going to go on a tangent.
Yeah.
It's a lot of words I don't like to use.
A lot of these people.
All right, thank you, Deacon. I was looking for the words. A lot of these people.
Bring it up.
Speak your truth, Cap.
Bring it out.
Yo.
Speak your truth.
Man, a lot of these wicked niggas, man. I'm telling you, man.
That's
a lot of these no good crab in barrels.
Right.
Cockroaches. A lot of these bed bugs.
Right.
A lot of these crabs.
Bring it
a lot of these lobsters.
Right.
Oh,
there you
gosh.
Teacher.
A lot of these porch monkeys. A lot of these brothers, man. I don't even know what I was saying now.
Bring it up.
Read it again.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 44 verse 4. Leaders of the people by their counsels.
Because they see the spirit on the bishops. They see the spirit of the deacons. They see them having the ability to gather people. The charisma. Just like Malcolm had it, Martin Luther King had it. The same spirit that's on the bishops, but on a higher level. Because this time, Christ is dealing with the bishop as well as the deacons. They're able to properly guide us in the plagues to come. What are these niggas doing? They on this couch speaking wickedness or making funny memes about, oh, IUIC destroyed my life. No, you destroyed your life.
Right.
We don't destroy your life. You destroy your life.
Right.
Only thing we do is give you the wisdom of understanding the scriptures, and it's up to you to apply it to your life.
That's right.
What you do with the sword depends on you. So read on.
And by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people.
And by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people. Over hundreds of years of learning. For the bishop been in the truth over 30 years. Deacon's been in the truth about 19 years, right, Deacon?
Yeah,
About 19 years. It says, and by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people. Who else could go through the history like this? Who's able to go, things that scholars don't even know.
About 15, 16 years. I'm sorry.
About 15, 60 years. Still, more than any other of us.
Right.
So the Most High brought them in the truth to have the ability to go through the history to guide us. Because prior to this, a lot of you in Northern Kingdom will be still in the world doing a damn merengue.
Right.
Salsa.
Right.
Doing the two-step side of side.
Bring it out.
Oh, my God.
So if it wasn't for the knowledge brought out, a lot of you be still in the world with a disco ball. Go on.
Wise and eloquent in their instructions.
Hopefully I didn't offend anybody. Wise and eloquent in their instructions. So wise and eloquent in instructing us. They know how to verbally communicate what the Bible is trying to indicate.
Right.
Well,
what I do, Deke?
We're going to end it on that. Shout outs to the breakfast team. Food was excellent. I'm full. I'm burping to beware. Shout outs to the IT team. They're dropping bombs at the right and wrong time at the same time. And shout outs to Abaddon for misreading things and reading good at the same time.
Anytime, D. All praise.
Yeah, shout outs to that. All praise to the Lord. It was excellent. I enjoyed myself today. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this class as well. Lord's will, next week we'll take texts and phone calls. I want to just get through this real fast. So Lord's will, since I have little here left, I guess I'll take time to answer questions regarding today's class and next week's class, so you can text us and call us. Lord's will. All
Hey,
right?
you know what we need? We need a Speak Your Truth segment, music segment.
You do not need that because we'll just go into tangent of anger and curse everybody, call everybody a nigga for like two hours.
Yeah, we
just for that, we need it, D.
Yeah, we need a
Just for
centralized Speak Your Truth.
Just for that. Wow. Okay.
Background music.
Wow.
For the deacon.
Wow.
A little encouragement.
Wow. Okay.
So the wings can properly come out.
No, gosh. All right.
So they can go to that dark place. I'm here to bring you out, deacon. I'm here to bring the darkness
There's
out.
another side.
That's right.
That place is scary. I don't like it.
It's like
It's a scary place, man. All praise to the Lord. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this class. Lord's, we're looking forward to any announcements.
Yes, sir. Hey, Israel, let's give Deacon another hand for that class. Back to back. Sabbath was fire and come back Sunday bringing the heat. So all praise to the Lord. Israel, if you want to go back and watch all the classes that Deacon has done, all his content is on our YouTube channel, Our Hidden History Radio.
What the hell's a channel? The hell is a
Oh, you heard that? I'm tired too, Deacon.
That's that demon on this show that's speaking for him.
Bro.
All praises.
Yeah, that thing is sickening. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been sitting here the whole time. Afflicted.
Oh, my God.
Oppressed.
We said channel, Captain Jerome looked at me like,
Yo, I'm trying to hold my cool.
Damn.
We almost done.
come on, man. We gonna make it, man. We gonna make
all
it.
praise.
We gotta play our summer jackets, man. We gonna make it.
Yo, help me. Help you.
Right.
Oh, my God.
That's all it takes, bro.
All right, let's start over.
Oh, man. That was terrible. Go ahead, man.
Israel, if you want to find all the content that Deacon has went over for the past few months, you can go and check us out on our YouTube channel, Our Hidden History YouTube. All right, Our Hidden History Radio. Make sure you hit the notifications button so you know when we go live. All right, everything that Deacon's going over is all on that channel. All right, make sure to donate on PayPal to IUIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. Once again, IUIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. Also, don't forget the Booster Club, IUIC.fundraising@IsraelUnite.org. All right, Israel? That's it.
You forgot one more.
Oh, also, you see who's back on the show? We got the mighty Captain Joel. Don't forget about his book fund.
Oh, my God.
At 12 crowns.
No, don't tell him. Don't tell him. I'm messing.
All praises, Israel. Y'all know what to do.
All right, y'all. So shalom, most time Christ bless, and Lord's will. See you next week.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going. Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies are teaching